Hello. Sorry. Tradition? Tradition. Hello and welcome to Community Coffee. I did not turn you into a mute, Tropical Tom. It's morning. I am here to share with you that my house no longer has central air on either the first or second floor, which means the basement is really warm. And for reasons that are not related to the air conditioning and I do not know the source of, the goddamned flies are back. It's a morning, people. It is a morning. So, thank you, Mythtown. Thank you so much for the sub. So, I can't tell you why my air conditioning is out. I can't tell you why the flies are back. I think that's probably has to do with the fact that we had the back door open because it was cooler outside than in. But I don't know how they get to the basement. Thank you, Tropical Tom. Thank you. Okay, it's just going to be that kind of a day. I'm going to have to put my hair back up in a minute. Let me put our... Whoa, I rotated that by accident. Not that you saw what I did. Put our sub goal back up. Okay, so my goal for today is... Some of you may have heard over on Discord that the Planetary Science Institute, our host institution, got me a pair of new monitors so that I could use my laptop to stream. Because what's in the top right corner? This right here? This is my microphone. It's just creeping in and out. I think that's what you're referring. Oh, I see what you're referring to. I have two different logos on. Hold on. Mistakes were made. Mistakes were made. There. Okay. Good call. Okay, trying this again. So, the Planetary Science Institute, we did our big annual retreat a couple of weeks ago. And in the process, it was discovered that my iMac, that is several years old, is just not up to the level of streaming that we would all like. It was last week. It feels like it was several weeks ago. It's been a thing. Thank you, Keeper. Thank you. Yeah. So you guys have seen it around here before. My video and audio get out of sync with each other occasionally. Chaos ensues. And I hate these flies. They're everywhere. So I admitted to myself, I'm not leaving my house anytime soon. Anytime soon. I'm one of those people that when I get sick, I get really sick. And now is not the time for me to be leaving my house. And so my i9 fancy pants laptop, thank you, Retro Ponder. Thank you so much. I sucked it up and I wired my laptop into my desk so that I'm now streaming from my laptop and I can't readily move my laptop to other places, which means that surgery will be required of the desk if I ever travel again. But at the rate our nation is going, I'm going to need a new laptop before I need to get on an airplane. The flies are really back, people. I have no clue what's going on. I have ordered fly traps. So, in the process of setting up my laptop to work down here, I realized it had all sorts of crazy stuff from various software projects and things like that on it. And it just wasn't entirely healthy because I had hacked a few bits of it in places that did what I needed, but using a slightly hacked operating system to stream seemed unwise. So I did what any rational person who stores most of their data in the cloud would do, and I wiped my laptop and reinstalled everything. But I'm not quite done reinstalling everything. And one of the things that I really want to work on is our CosmoQuest software. And part of getting this downstairs area set up better is I've ordered a desk chair, and I'm going to be able to code better down here and share this with you. And now that we have a bunch of really big events that we are doing over at PSI behind us, it is my hope that I can focus on writing software. Hope. So I need to get my computer all set up to run everything. You can get a cooling pad for your laptop to sit on, might help. I'm not putting an electrical fly zapper in my house, Michael. I appreciate the concept. That is more ozone than I wish to deal with. I just ordered a standard one that we've used in barn offices before. So I have a cooling pad for my laptop. Currently what it's sitting on is, it's lifted up off my desk on a plate that's mostly empty underneath. And once the temperatures drop, it will be a delightful source of heat down here. So it should be fine. I do need 999 Venus flytrap plants. I really do. Invite more spiders. You know, the spiders, sadly, are everywhere except for the basement. I don't know why our basement is lacking spiders. It may have to do with how the air conditioning is run through our house, because it turns out the spiders love to live in the air conditioning vents. And because our basement doesn't, without the hacking Annie and I did, we literally hacked my air conditioning vents to put AC into this room. And then we put it back together when we're not streaming. Normally our basement doesn't have any AC vents opening up into it, and thus the spider highways do not open up onto this floor of the house. So, yeah, Mythtown, I think my winter is going to be spent saving up to replace our central air conditioning, which I'm not real happy about. So we'd lost the upstairs central AC unit because our house has two different outdoor compressor units, one for the second floor and one for the first floor. And the one for the second floor is significantly older because apparently they initially only put central air on the second floor of the house. And when it went, we were like, it's okay, we don't use most of the second floor most of the time, so let's just get $100 window units or $200 window units instead of a $5,000 replacement compressor. And then the first floor went last week. So the first floor of our house no longer has air conditioning. And the first floor of our house, the windows don't open because the people who owned the house before us were really into security. And like, you can't open the first floor windows anymore, and it would require spending money to make it so that we could open the first floor windows. So we've been opening the back door, which is part of the reason we have so many flies. So the winter will be spent saving up for new air conditioning compressors. These are not fruit flies. These are full-on big old house flies, and my dogs are barking at something. I don't know what the dogs are barking at. barking. Dogs do have opinions. Anyways, I was going to work on getting this computer set up. Now, one of the things that I hit was I started this process last night, and I'm on a Mac. And being on a Mac, in order to code, you have to install Xcode. And you see there's a picture of a cloud here instead of the word open. This is because Xcode keeps not installing. I don't know why it keeps not installing. I just know it keeps not installing. So there's going to be a certain amount of just staring at Xcode in the background. Now, in general, Macs, I have no clue why the dogs are losing it. Many strong opinions. Many strong opinions. I think it may be I was expecting a delivery from Target. So it could be that the plastic dragon head Halloween decoration that I ordered along with Cliff Bars has arrived. If I do now have the plastic dragon head, it's going to cover the outlet that is behind me when I'm streaming from my comfy chair. And so I didn't order the giant dragon sculpture planetary pan. So Target, since I'm still waiting for Xcode no, I'm not going to open Target while streaming. So Target has a $500 dragon animatronics that I would love to put on. We have a little tiny balcony that is purely decorative. But we could put this dragon animatronics on it, and it like blows smoke and stuff like that. And so I didn't get, thank you, Michael. So I didn't get the $500 dragon animatronic that was amazing. What I got instead was I think it was $15 plastic dragon skull you can hang on the wall. And I'm going to use it to hide the power outlets over by my chair. So I'm quite excited about the plastic dragon skull I ordered. While Halloween may technically be canceled, there shall be celebrations in this household. There shall. I also ordered faces to put on the trees in our front yard, and those are just going to be there forever. Those are never coming down. So, yeah. Yeah, there are so many flies. So many flies, people. So many flies. Xcode continues to download. Okay. So, the thing that I ultimately want to do today, and it's not all going to happen in the next 15 minutes, is I'm running, I believe, El Capitan. I'm just going to type OSX because it's faster. So OSX, and I want to set this up as a lamp stack. And how you do this changes a little bit every single time. So I look it up every single time looking for instructions that are recent. So like 2013 instructions, not going to use those. Not going to use those at all. This one, I'm not using homebrew. I want to use the native stuff. So let's see how these instructions from September look. So it says how to start Apache. That looks correct. It's using homebrew. I don't want to use homebrew. I might need to suffer and use homebrew because I know a bunch of other stuff I need to do uses homebrew. I'm contemplating. That looks much easier than what I normally do. These are nice, simple instructions. They put everything where I want it. I hate flies. I really hate flies. I really hate flies. Okay, I'm gonna just install Homebrew. So XAMPP is okay, Guido, but I'm on a Mac. I'm on a Mac. All right, so I need a terminal window. Let me open the terminal. So Macs are essentially Linux systems that allow you to run Adobe software next to your Linux shell. This makes me immensely happy and is why I use Macs. So here is my Linux shell. Let me figure out how to fit everything on the screen at once. I'll adjust this layout over time. I'm just not there yet today. Okay, let me get the font big enough, which means I now need to reduce the size of the window again. There. Okay, so to install Homebrew, put this horrible looking command into. So I'm now committing myself to using Homebrew for stuff. And this will get everything to work consistently. And I have a typo in that, so I'm just going to Control-C out. Okay, there's that. Oh, that's interesting, Guido. So one of the reasons that I like running things natively instead of in XAMPP is since all of CosmoQuest runs on Ubuntu servers, this gives me the closest to the production environment that I can easily get on my Mac. So yeah. And now comes the watching software install stage of this morning's attempt at being a morning. Downloading command line tools for Xcode. Yeah, I know. I tried to do that ahead of time, and Xcode was just having nothing to do with it. All right, so all of our CosmoQuest software is up on GitHub. I desperately need to master JavaScript. I'm not there yet. So one of my goals in the coming weeks and months is to put myself through a JavaScript boot camp. Not like a software coding boot camp, but to like force myself to hardcore get into it. Mileage always varies, Keto. It's yeah, we each have our own particular likes and dislikes when coding. Yeah, so for the stuff I do, I've watched people that I work with struggle to get XAMPP working just because there's so many little persnickety things that just work easier to add out and install them on their own. So yeah. Oh, okay, it's still installing. So it downloaded, it's installing. I appreciate the fact that they have the verb tenses correct. Downloading, downloaded, installing. So I'm assuming it's going to say installed in a moment. A fly genocide solution to rid the basement of airborne pests. So I'm afraid that if we created a perfect vacuum down here, it would also remove the mortar from between the bricks and collapse my house. So I think what's actually going to happen is I'm going to go get a bottle of beer and sacrifice it and put it in a bunch of put put it into a bunch of empty soda bottles, just a thin layer of beer on the bottom, and that will attract flies. So there shall be a sacrificial beer used to lure flies into soda bottles where they will hopefully die. Wine. So I'm not going to have a sacrificial bottle of wine. Cheap bottle of beer I'm okay with. Just put netting over your head. Oh man. Yeah, no. It's a bit early for day drinking. The flies can day drink. No, it's just going to be a cheap Blue Moon. It's not crap beer, but it's not craft beer. Okay, so done with command line tools. Now installing more things. Go, computer, go. I did not know that, Mike Cassidy. I feel like if I put beer outside to attract slugs, it would attract many other things as well. All right, it's still going. Whee. Yeah, our yard gets a lot of wildlife. Like there's an opossum that apparently was up in our grapevines eating the last of the grapes before I tried to pick them with Annie yesterday. We found 2 grapes. This was not what we were planning to find. Hopefully there's a very fat and happy possum out there somewhere. So we have possums, we have skunks, we have squirrels, we have groundhogs, we have moles that want to break ankles. There are not slugs in the basement. Dogs do like beer. Mine luckily aren't thieves when it comes to beer. I met a golden retriever that lived to steal beer. Opossums do eat ticks. I am a fan of this. Even Brooklyn has possums. I didn't know that. I knew it had raccoons. Yeah. So I met a golden retriever that was a lush, and whenever the whole group of us got together with ourselves, our beer, and our dogs, this golden retriever, you had to guard your beer from the golden retriever. They do brew non-alcoholic beer for dogs. One of my friends has got it for my dogs, and they do like it. So the migration of animals slowly northward is something that the degree to which it's happening is going to lead to a lot of startling discoveries of critters. Where I live in southern Illinois is not supposed to have armadillo. And I have now seen, you never see live armadillos. I have now seen 2 road-killed armadillos. And this was not something I expected. So, yeah. Just stay away from the non-alcoholic wines for cats. Every single one of my cats turned their nose up at it. Man. Oh, you had a squirrel on your balcony. That's awesome, Guido. Well, maybe not awesome. It depends on what they were eating. In the UK, non-alcoholic beer is more expensive than the real thing. That's wild. One of the things that always gets me here is fruit juice costs significantly more than soda. And often beer and soda aren't that different in price, and fruit juice is more expensive than both. So eating and drinking healthy is the more expensive option. There's a video on the internet of a bunch of baby possums eating bananas, and it's one of the cutest things I've seen all year. So there was a video I found yesterday of a penguin decidedly following a group of words are hard. Decidedly following a group of researchers. Let me see if I can find it while everything is moving forward. Where is the penguin video and why did you go boink? Is it done in... Yes, it is done installing. Okay, so we now have Homebrew. Let's see what the next step is. All right, so first things first, I might as well go ahead and turn on Apache and see if my web server is working. Probably should have done that earlier. I did not do that earlier. Okay, so I am now going to go to localhost. And it works. Yay, localhost. Okay, small steps, small progress, people. Okay, so we have that. I'm now going to install MySQL. I'm wondering how I'm going to put the password in. I'm going to have to figure that out. Maybe it will ask while it's downloading. I will have to look that up later if it does not prompt me, but that's okay. Cats will eat one's medicinal herbs if you leave them out on the coffee table. That's funny. Iguanas will too. Thank you, null denominator. Thank you. Squirrel in the tree going nuts throwing acorns. That is an excellent pun I'm not sure you intended. Slowly goes the installing. Slowly. Wee. Okay, I'm going to go back to try and find that penguin video. Here comes the penguin video. Because sometimes you just need joy. You are that smart, Astro Wise. I just saw a standard turn of phrase that came out and was delightful. No, I'm not going to log in right now. All right, so let me begin the video if I can. Pause. No punchline. It's very determined that it wants me to sign in, and I am very determined that I do not wish to sign in right now. Okay, so I think that this is as embiggened as, well, no, I can go a little bit bigger. Okay, this is as embiggened as I can get. So we're going to go with watch the penguin people.
Trying to catch up, buddy? Hey? Yeah, I know. Come on. Keep up. Trying to keep up, buddy. Hey? Yeah? What are you going on? Yeah.
This is the most delightful thing. Full stop. I had no idea that penguins move around by sliding on their bellies with their arms and feet. I had no idea. That is just the most delightful thing. And the thing is, this penguin just like decided it was going to go on a hike with these scientists. The scientists actually have guidelines that they're not supposed to get within 50 meters or roughly 150 feet of the wildlife. And this penguin's just like, dude, I can't read. I'm going to break your legs and chase you down. And so this penguin was just super curious and decided to follow the scientists on their hike that day. And I love this. Penguins are super curious and regularly just walk on over to see what the scientists are doing. I kind of really adore it. Yes, I'll give you the link. We all need this penguin in our lives. There you go. Okay, so let's see where we are on that. You have launched D, start MySQL, and restart at login. Brew services, start MySQL, or if you don't need a background service, you can just run mysql.server start. Okay, let's see what other instructions are up here. Okay. So we'll secure it when not streaming. Okay, so I think I'm going to stop here for the very simple reason that it is past 10, which means my heart is starting to go, you need to write the daily space script. You need to write the daily space script. And the anxiety levels will begin to grow the closer it gets to 10:30, which is the time at which I need to be well on my way through the script or things will go sideways. So hopefully this time next week, I'm going to be up and programming, and we're going to start having citizen science projects running again. Hopefully this time next week, I will have a comfortable chair because I'm currently sitting in a really cheap Amazon Basics chair that is not entirely comfortable and is not tall enough for this desk. These are my goals. The chair has been ordered, and software installation shall continue. But for now, that heart is really creepy, Adam. That heart is really creepy. For now, I am going to see who is out there to raid. There are flies on my microphone, and it's really creepy. Really creepy people. Citizen scientist stuff. Yes, we're bringing it back. And I have to give a shout out to DPI because DPI has done a shed load of coding and it's awesome. There are so many flies. Definitely going to go do the sacrificial beer before before anything else. Okay, so slowly load the web pages. Slowly load. I'm not seeing anyone on our list to raid. Do you guys have any suggestions? Oh, Clear Sky Network is up. Let's do them. Why do they not just appear? Okay, that is deeply confusing. Anyways, I'm going to start a raid. And I'm going to say, Have a fabulous morning, evening, or afternoon, wherever in the world you may be. And come back in just under 2 hours for the daily space. Bye-bye, everyone.